Hey guys, I'm your host Random Guy 12345, and today let's talk about an absolutely slept on manga series which has the potential to become one of the biggest hits of Shonen Jump, and it's Sakamoto Days. So, Sakamoto Days, why is it a good manga? Well, because it has some of the most consistent hype fests. Now, speaking about the main character, Mr. Sakamoto, this man is an absolute beast. Now, this guy, he was a legendary hitman and then he retired. When he gets into action, it is absolutely stellar to watch because this man moves so quickly and so efficiently and so precisely that every hit just has an impact of its own. I'm a sucker for well constructed fight scenes, and his sidekick, this guy who can read other people's minds, is a very cool guy. And that's very scary because he can read people's minds, and once he saw what's going on inside Mr. Sakamoto's head, and he saw that if he tried to attack Mr. Sakamoto, he would get absolutely wrecked. For a retired hitman, Mr. Sakamoto still has a lot of clout in the assassin community. Now, this is because he retired and he just went AFK. The people that the assassin organization sends to fight Mr. Sakamoto, all of these guys are very wacky and all of them are very entertaining, and these guys are side characters. They're just really good, and that brings me to my next point. The side characters are also charismatic, that it reminds me of One Piece. Now, side characters in One Piece are no joke, and these guys are some of the most memorable people in all of anime. Take Buggy for example. The guy basically has a cult following. That's how charismatic and that's how full of character and emotion he's bleeding with. They have a lot of emotion, and the bleeding with life is something that a person who has lots of talent or someone who's worked really hard can only pull off, and I'm very impressed by this. So that's why I like this series a lot. And let's go a little bit into Mr. Sakamoto again. This man, he is such a Chad that no one can defeat him right now. That's how overpowered he is. Everyone the assassin community sent on his way either became good or either became, they were like, okay man, we can't face you, so we're just going to leave. Okay, you just enjoy your life with your family. We won't interfere anymore. And this is a good way of dealing with those characters as well. I'm not sure if they're going to be very important in the future, but I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. And I forgot to mention, alright, Mr. Sakamoto, he fought a bear one-on-one. I'll let that sink into you because I won't do the explaining here. You just need to read the manga. But going into the more important and nuanced part of the series, let's talk about art style. Now, art styles are very subjective. Let's take a series like Tokyo Revengers for example. Tokyo Revengers has an art style that many people dislike, but there's also a percentage of people who really like it. So it's much more of an acquired taste if you ask me. But Sakamoto Days on the other hand is more of, it has a lot of rough lines basically. And I quite like it because the art, again, it's very high quality. And the scenes, the fight scenes especially, they're very easy to understand because in a lot of manga fight scenes, stuff just gets really complicated a few of the times, and yeah, there's that as well. So Sakamoto Days, I'll give you good on that one as well. And again, everything else in the story, all the other different elements are also really good. Moving on to the plot, again, there's no wild twists like this guy turns out to be a traitor to this guy and that guy turns out to be a traitor to this guy. But instead, we just get simple week by week problems that Mr. Sakamoto and his crew deal with on a weekly basis, and it's just his group and his shenanigans. And another thing that I really wanted to talk about, this is more of a short side note, is Mr. Sakamoto, my man, just he messed with the triads as well. So he's got his hand in basically everything, and he runs a grocery store as well. So he's a all-rounded man, if you know what I mean, after looking at his body. Overall, Sakamoto Days is a solid 9 on 10. I rate series normally very high because I just enjoy series that much, and I highly suggest you check it out. It's been making the waves recently, and I've been reading from chapter 1. So the development this series has gone through is absolutely incredible, and I commend the author for that. So that's it, guys. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you like, share and subscribe and turn on post notifications so that you don't miss out on any of our other videos. So stay home, stay safe, and remember, go beyond plus ultra.